On this episode, I'm going to be showing a couple of different ways on how to fix these crooked outlets or receptacles and even switches where one side is sunken in, the other side is sticking out. And I'm going to also be explaining to you what causes this to happen. So stay tuned. Welcome to Fix This House. If you're new to the channel, please consider pressing the subscribe and notification bell so you could always be in tune on DIYs, how-to videos, and product reviews that I do within this channel. Just a quick disclaimer, we are going to be working with electrical components on this video. My electrical codes and your electrical codes might be different, so always make sure that you're always up to date with your current electrical codes and you have the proper permits. Turn off the power from your circuit breaker. And if you're unconfident and unsure of working with electricity, make sure that you hire a certified, qualified electrician. With that being said, my full disclaimer is in the description down below. Let's get to the video. Before trying to do any type of work on your outlet or switch, make sure you turn off the power from your circuit breaker and double check for the power using a voltage detector. Use this on a live outlet first to make sure that this device is working, and then try it on now on your outlet. Make sure that there is no power. Let's get and open up what's going on here. So take off the cover plate. So one possible reason why your outlet is crooked like this is make sure that the top tabs or the bottom tabs are in alignment. Sometimes, as you can see right here, this one is out of alignment. One side is proud, the other side is sunken in. All you have to do in this case is pretty much, you don't even have to take this whole thing off. Just kind of unscrew the top and bottom screw. Take your needle nose pliers or your long nose pliers and just kind of bend this a little bit, just like that. Make it nice and straight. Sometimes this happens because if you have like a 3-prong plug or a 2-prong plug, mostly the 3-prong plug is a lot more damaging to your outlets like this, because when you insert this plug and you try taking it off, you tend to wiggle it, and of course doing that on a new outlet won't do much, but over time and constant use of appliances with the 3-prong will wiggle this and make this shift and bend over time, making your outlet crooked and sometimes sink in. By taking your needle nose pliers and just restructuring and realigning the top and bottom tabs, call these Mickey Mouse ears if you want to call it that way, put it back. So it looks a lot better now. There's still a little bit of proud areas here and a little sunken on the top area, but again, just continue readjusting it. Take this cover plate off, readjust those tabs, and hopefully that fixes the problem of that issue. That's probably one of the easiest ones that you can do to fix that. The second easiest way to fix this type of problem is, again, let's take out the cover plate. So notice how it's still a little bit crooked. What you got to do is you really have to take off the whole outlet itself. Again, we already tested it out for voltage. The power is turned off, so it's safe to take this out. Notice how most of the time when you take out the outlets, there's a bunch of wires in here that is just, sometimes the person who installed the outlet box is, he crammed so many wires in there and it's all over the place and it's not neat. And you can see that the wire on this side is a lot more on the left than on the right. So that causes this, when you put it on, to actually angle to the left, because there's so much blockage on the left side that it's pushing the outlet to this side and shifting it to the left side. Vice versa, if it was packed on the right side, it would shift this to the right side like that. So make sure that you look inside what's going on in there. And an easy fix like this is grab a needle nose pliers. I highly recommend that you use one of these tools. This tool right here is called the Volt Claw. It has a very nice feature. It has a twist, it has a pull, it has a push, even makes these little hooks for you to make those shepherd hooks, and even has these two little wrench for the wire nuts to loosen and tighten. So if you don't know, if you want one of these, check out the link down below. And this is one of the number one tools that I keep on my toolbox whenever I'm working with electrical. Okay, so the really cool thing about this is if you have something like that where all the wires is jumbled up, you can use the push tool, arrange everything else. Reset, take your pull tool, pull it back out, rearrange it, and then push it back in. But sometimes your finger, once this is on, you can't really reach all the way back there because it's super hard. Still push further down inside that J box. That this is way better and it is nice and flush now. So here's one of the third possible issues that you might have. Again, this one's slanting towards to the right a little bit. You can see right here, and it's a little bit proud out here on the left. What the easiest way you can do this, I highly suggest you still turn off the power from your circuit breaker. Get one of these 3-prong plugs that you might have, insert it, and all you gotta do is bend it. See that? Apply some pressure and bend it towards the area where it's proud, and then see how it's already shifting, and then just take a, see, it's already fixed, and then try it on the bottom as well. If you don't have a 3-prong plug, you can either use one of these testers. I highly suggest you get a tester like this anyways to see if there is a ground, and insert it like that. It's a lot better if you have a 3-prong rather than a 2-prong. If you had a 2-prong, it's a little bit more weak, and this prongs will tend to bend. So if you have a 3-prong, you have a little bit of support on the ground area. So right when you put it on, you can use that to turn or twist each way you want to do. Wherever the tilt is, that's where you can go and turn it to wherever you want. Okay, so that's probably the easiest way you can do this, even if you don't turn off the power. But again, I highly suggest you still turn off the power from your circuit breaker before doing that. The fourth way that we can fix this, if you tried method 1, 2, and 3 and it still is crooked, maybe it's not the outlet or the wires inside the J box that's the problem. Maybe it's the J box itself. What I have in here is an adjustable old work J box. What an adjustable work J box looks like is where there's 2 screws in there, and it screws directly into the stud itself. One of the issues that I see on this is that if you don't screw this right, it will tend to go on an angle to the left. Okay, so the proper way to do this, and if you have one, again, if this is your situation, what you need to do is take out the outlet itself. If you see any nicks or damages on the wire, I do apologize, but this is for my mock-up, and I reuse this over and over again. Wire nowadays is very, very expensive. What you're gonna do is you're gonna reposition this, take this out. Like so. So what's happening here is why this is crooked going this way is because when you start tightening the screws without pre-drilling or making pilot holes, the screw tends to go and dig a lot deeper without any direction, and it will go and slant. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna find a bit that is, for this one, I'm probably just gonna use this an 1/8 inch bit right here. You will need to use an extender because obviously you can't, you know, it doesn't fit in there. What I end up using is this extender, and this is pretty much gonna make me be able to use this with my drill. Okay, see that? And we're gonna find, see that hole? We're just gonna pre-drill like so. So now we have a clear path of the screw. Try to do the best that you can and try to locate that same hole that you positioned at. And now, see that? It's a lot easier now for the screws to go in. Notice how the box is a lot more aligned now, no angle. Okay, a quarter, anything below a 1/4 inch, as long as you don't have any studs around there that is exposed, you're okay. You don't need to do you don't need to put a box extender. When you put this outlet in, it's gonna sink a lot lower. You're gonna have a sunken outlet. Now to remedy that, I would use one of these level plates. These are super easy. All this does is pretty much goes on the back of the outlet, or you can use these caterpillars where you can fold them as thick as you want and you can insert it behind there. I did make a video on how to fix sunken outlets, so check out the link on the top right here and check out that video. I have a lot of tips and tricks on that. And you can put back the level plate and it is nice and even now. So going from the old adjustable J-box. Let's go and transition to where you have a situation where the J-box is the new work, meaning that the J-box in there is actually nailed to the stud and not screwed on like that. I do apologize, I'm using the two-prong, the non-grounded outlet right here. Again, older houses do have this old style. If you want to go through the 3-prong, I made a video actually on that. Again, check out on the link right here and how to convert these into a 3-prong outlet. The J-box right side is sticking out further up from the drywall. Check out the outlet. Okay, this is not wired. Again, this is just for demonstrational purposes. Make sure that the power is off first off, and then you're gonna go and try to bend this, because what's holding this are nails on the inside. And if you can grab hold of this, push it, use one of the tools that you have, any type of tool, your wire stripper, and just kind of push a little bit in there just to move that nail. Once that's done, you put this back on. Everything will be nice and flushed. So friends, that's my 5 tips and tricks on how to fix these crooked outlets. If you have any more in mind, I'd love to hear from you. Leave it in the comment section down below, and which one do you think was your favorite one out of all the tips? So leave it in the comment section down below as well. If you found this video helpful, please hit that big thumbs up, press the subscribe notification bell, because I have more videos like electrical like this and renovations around my home. So stay tuned for those videos. I'll see you next time.